minutes. So, okay, welcome everybody to the Mind Your Business Workshop series. I'm delighted that you could all make it. And thank God, I hope most of you got to stay home and out of the snow this morning. But our first session will focus on building a brand that connects and converts in a saturated market. And like I said, I know we only have 30 minutes, so I'm not going to take any more of your time up. But everybody, I'd like to introduce you to Shawon Davis. And Shawon is a business growth coach. And I can tell you from experience, I was actually on the past few days with her. After spending a little time with her, you'll be motivated and you'll be focused to work on your business and not just in your business. So Shawon, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Laura, for that warm welcome. I am so excited to be with you for this time today. We do have a lot to pack into these next few minutes together. And I would just say, like, engage, leave chats in the comments box or comment in the chat box. I'm going to be asking you questions to really get you thinking and moving as we go through building a brand that connects and converts in a saturated market. So are we ready? Are we ready? I am going to change over here to view my screen. All right, I'd love to start out with a question. So my question for you is, what words come to mind when you think about building your brand or branding? What words come to mind? Leave me some comments in the box. I may ask Sherry to help me out and share some of those comments with me. What words come to mind as you think about the word branding? Branding. I'll give you some time to respond. Sherry, just raise your hand and let me know if we have any comments to come in to read them. I also want to let you know that I do have a free gift with me today, a couple of gifts. So we're going to give those gifts by that engagement that's going on in the comments box. All right, Sherry, give me that question or comment.
Experience, feeling, recognition.
Experience, feeling, recognition. Love that. Love that. Any more for me, Sherry?
That's it right now.
All right, awesome.
Image.
Good words. Say that again, Sherry.
Image.
Image. Love that. Love that. Experience, feeling, image. Very good. So often when I ask that question, what words come to mind when you think about branding? Many business owners will start with my colors. What are my fonts? What are my logos? These words that you've given me from the onset are excellent words and excellent ways to be thinking when it comes to what is a brand, right? Love that response. So I wanted to share, and I always start out with that question, what are the words that come to your mind? Because I don't want us to get stuck and focused on our fonts, our logos, and colors. Those are all things that are crucial elements to building our brand. But building our brand is more. And this is the first business card that I had when I started my business 9 years ago. 9 years ago as a photographer, I started a business. I had no idea what building a brand meant. What came to mind were fonts and colors and logos and having a beautiful website. But I discovered along the way that building a brand was much more than that. It was some of those words that were mentioned. And today, as a business growth coach, I help business owners navigate building their brands and growing their businesses with less stress and more success, and helping you to focus on the right things in order to do that. Some of those great words that were shared. Thank you so much for sharing those. So 3 key points that we're going to be diving in today. 3 key points as we look at this topic, building a brand that connects and converts in a saturated market. First key point is your brand is more than your logo. Very first point there. 3 phases to building your brand. And thirdly, we're going to look at a strong, connected brand equals more profits, because at the end of the day, we want more than a beautiful brand, right? We want it to be more. We want to have a connected brand that converts those leads into buyers, right? So let's look at the myths versus the facts. Your brand is more than your logo. So what is branding? Branding develops an image of your business in the minds of consumers, attributing products and services with certain unique qualities or characteristics that, if done effectively, are attractive to the target audience, the audience that you want to connect with, your ideal client, your audience. So it's all of many things that we're going to get to in a second. We're creating these images. We're creating the experience, the feeling, those words that were shared before. We're doing so many things to develop this image in their minds. So when it comes to building a brand or looking at branding, I like to look at it from some of these key elements here. So we have our brand story that positions us. We have our mission that invites not only the customers that we want to connect with into a story, it also connects us with our team that we're bringing in and building as we're growing our businesses as well. Also, we have the marketing piece, right? We have our client experience. We have our fonts, colors, and logos, which are a part of that brand identity. And then we also have our website. So we have all of these moving parts that are focusing specifically and getting us to that place of building our brand. And we want to make sure that all of these pieces are connected. Very important that they are connected. Our story is connected, our mission, our marketing, our client experience, the identity pieces, the fonts, colors, the logos, and the website. We want to make sure that they are all connected and that they make sense, right? One piece is not going to be off. Our marketing messages are not going to be off from our brand story. We want all of those pieces to be connected. All right, so there are 3 phases, I feel, when it comes to building a brand. 3 phases. And the first phase is building with clarity. Building with clarity. And building with clarity, we want to build our brands from the inside out. We are focusing on our ideal client. So I have a question for you before we dive into more of building with clarity. The question is, think of a brand that you've had a memorable experience with. Think of a brand that you've had a memorable experience with. Share about that. How did you feel? What made it a memorable experience? Can you share that with me in the comments, in the chat box for me? Share a brand, just the brand that you've had a memorable experience with. What were the images that were in your mind? How did that brand make you feel as a consumer or client on the other end? So share those comments with me. So we want to, Sherry, you can raise your hand if we have a comment.
Michael says Target.
Target. All right, Michael, tell me more about that Target experience. What specifically about it? Why would you prefer to go to Target as opposed to Walmart? What's the experience that you have? Has anyone had an experience with Disney? Does anyone have an experience with a favorite hotel brand?
Michael says it's clean, friendly, happy employees.
Clean, friendly, happy employees. I love that. All right, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna write that down. Clean, friendly, happy employees. Another question. Do you think those feelings that Michael experienced happened by chance? Did they just happen by chance? Sherry, I got another question.
Yes. So Dion says that just this morning with Mud Girls Studio, the video on their website explains the message, how they help the community and women that learns they have a new purpose.
Love that. All right. I wondered if that video happened by chance. I wonder, was it created specifically? I wonder what's their thought behind it. I wonder if they were thinking about the ideal client that they serve when they created that video. The reason we want to start with building with clarity in phase one is because clarity will create the confidence that we need to put all of these pieces together to speak specifically to our ideal client. Not only does spending time in this building phase, we're getting clear on who our ideal client is. We're getting clear on what problem we solve and the solution that we offer to our ideal clients. We are sharing in our messages what transformation that we offer to our clients, not only in our messages like written content, but also in that video that Dion shared this morning too, that she shared an experience from this morning. We're also in this phase, we're also considering what our brand words are, right? How are we creating these feelings and this experience? Michael mentioned clean, friendly, happy employees. I wonder, is happy one of Target's brand words? Possibly it could be. When we have brand words identified, I would say at least 3 to 4 brand words, the way that you want your brand to be experienced and felt by your clients. And when I say that, I mean when they land on our website, when they engage with the content that we're sharing on our social media platforms, even when we go to someone like Dion to have our logo designed and created, we're using those brand words to give our graphic designer some insight into how we want our brands to feel so that we don't end up with the wrong logo, right? Is your brand classic? Is it timeless? Is it joyful? Is it a happy brand, right? We want to think and identify our brand words because they will serve us well when it comes to things like our logo and our website. We're creating experiences, right? We are, with that word branding, we're developing and creating all of these images that we want in the minds of our clients, the ones that we're wanting to attract, as well as that connection and how they feel and experience our brand. And another reason we want to make sure that we start in phase one with building with clarity is because, as Seth Godin says, we don't have enough time and money to build a brand for everyone, right? Target was specifically focused on the ideal client that they wanted to attract, right? The problem that they solve, the solution that their brand offers. We want our clients, our customers to feel a certain way when they're walking down the Target aisles and they're picking up things, right? How will our customer service greet them? I think of Chick-fil-A, that comes to mind too. I think they have amazing customer service, and that's done thoughtfully, it's done with intention, and it's done through spending that time in this building phase. Is everyone with me? All right, in phase two, we're moving on to phase two. Phase two is attract. And I have a question for you. My question is, who are you building your brand for? As we are moving into phase two, attracting, who are you attracting? Who are you building your brand for? Do you want to have a brand that stands out in your market? Who are you building it for? And do you want to stand out in your market? Type yes to that question. That's definitely a yes question. We want to make sure that we've spent that time in phase one of building with clarity so that when we get to phase two, attracting our ideal clients, we know specifically what content, how are we putting it together, what should be on our websites. We are clear on the problems that our brand, our business solves. We are clear on that so it can be communicated well, it can be communicated effectively when it goes to creating our content, right? We want to make sure that we are spending time in phase one. You get to phase two, that attracting part where you are making that connection and it feels connected to, and it's reaching the person that you want to reach. When I say, who are we building our brand for? The answer is our ideal clients. We aren't building it for our competitors, right? We aren't building it for the business down the street from us. We're building it specifically for our ideal clients. We have a problem that we solve. We have a solution to give to them. We have a transformation to bring to them, right? We're building it for them. So in this phase, we are making sure that our messaging is connected. Our website, building our lists is all connected. We are creating content for our social media platforms, such an important part of this attracting phase. And also not just thinking about social media, but also I coach clients through identifying what is your biggest content asset. We want to start in that place. Is your biggest content asset writing content on your blog? Is that a podcast? How are you serving your clients? Where's the starting point? And then we're working smarter and not harder by taking that biggest content asset and we're funneling it out onto our different social media platforms where everything is aligned and we're communicating effectively and it's reaching the person that we wanted to reach. And also too, in this attract phase, I want to also mention the importance of video and photo. So important to standing out. There are several parts of the secret sauce of our brands. It's the problem that we solve, the solution that we give our clients, it's the transformation we offer, but also remembering, especially as small business owners, you are a huge part of the secret sauce of your brand. So you want to make sure you're showing up in photos, you're showing up in videos, you're allowing your clients to connect with you, right? You are allowing your brand, your business to stand out, right? It's more than just of course, the problem that we solve, the solution, the transformation, super important. But also too, our clients are saying yes to working with us. We are a huge differentiator as well as the other parts of the secret sauce, right? The magic happening together. And we want to be willing and ready to be seen as the owners of our brands, as the faces of our brands. And for all of us, that might not be applicable if you have a team, but you want to identify what or who will be the face of your brand, because you want to give that human connection to say it's real people behind here, right? It's real people that are behind this brand. So having photos, having video content, super important to separating yourself, to standing out, right? Choosing you as a graphic designer as opposed to someone else. It could be just something that you're sharing, your nuances, the way that you relate and that you speak, right? And also too, when we go back to those photos and videos, we're also making sure from phase one, we're bringing out those brand words, right? How do I want it to feel? How do I want it to be experienced? How can I communicate those brand words through photos and video content? And also too, as we're writing captions for social media, our different platforms, making sure that we have the right photos that we're matching up with that content as well. All right. I hope that this is resonating with you. So in the attracting phase, who are we building our brands for? Your ideal client. We're building it from the inside out. You're spending time identifying who your ideal client is. And also in this attract phase, remember the importance of this quote that I'm sure most of us know by Bob Berg. People do business with and refer business to people they know, like, and trust. Not only does that happen in our networking circles, it also happens with us connecting with and attracting our ideal clients. We want to make sure that we are, as we are sharing content, we're filling up these different marketing outlets and buckets, if you will. We are building our know, like, trust factor with our clients, even deeper connection, right? Yes, I want to work with so-and-so because you've done the work in building your know, like, trust factor. How do you do that? How do you get them to know, like, and trust you online? You're going to do that through your biggest content asset, right? If that's writing a blog post, they know I can come to your blog and read a great piece of content that's helpful, that's resourceful, that's solving my problem. As your ideal client, you're solving my problem. I'm here for it all day, right? The tips you share, the resources, the insight, right? All a part of building that know, like, trust factor. If you're on Instagram, taking me behind the scenes in your Instagram stories, sharing with me how you work with your clients, right? You could get on an Instagram story. Wow, I just hopped off a client call and this was a question that they had. And I think it might be helpful for you too, right? So taking a moment even to do like little quick stories to invite your clients in, right? To build that know, like, and trust factor. There are many buckets that we're filling up. I say buckets when I think about the way that we are engaging and reaching our clients. We might have an email list. We're on social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. We might be having a blog, a podcast. There are so many things at our disposal as business owners, and we want to make sure that we're leveraging those as well. I want to come back to our biggest content asset. What is your starting place? And I want to pause on it for a second, is because we're also making sure that we're getting our thought leadership out as business owners in our markets, right? We want to make sure that we have a place to start in order to do that. And before we move on, in the attracting phase, I know sometimes I can get a little pushback from, oh no, I have to be in photos and I have to have video and using my voice. Yes, you do. If you want to stand out, if you want to connect with your ideal client and convert, grow your profits in a saturated market, you can do it. If you're willing to be seen, magical things can happen. Magical things can happen. All right, the last phase is grow. The last phase is grow. And we want to grow our profits. How do we grow our profits? By connecting with our ideal clients and converting those leads into buyers. And there's a little more that goes into this phase as well. So a question for you. Do you want to grow your profits? Do you want to grow your profits? I think that's an easy yes. Can I see some yeses in the chat box? Do we have some yeses rolling in, Sherry? We have yeses rolling in.
We have them coming in.
So you've done the hard work in phase one. You've built with clarity, building with clarity, right? We know who our ideal client is. Phase two, we have a marketing strategy, a brand marketing strategy, a vehicle to put our brand in, a vehicle to put our business in, if you will, to move it to attracting, to converting those leads into buyers. We're doing the heavy lifting in phase two with all of our marketing efforts. And then here we are in phase three. We are igniting our brand. We're growing our profits. I don't want you to miss this because it's so important when we get to this phase. And on the way there, we want to make sure that we're having systems and processes in place that will further increase our brand awareness. Because you know why? You'll have your clients who will hop on a Zoom call and talk about Target because of the experience that they had, the happy feeling, the happy employees. You will have clients who come on a Zoom call and share about your video that's on the website. I want to see this video, right? That's going to increase your brand awareness. These things are thoughtful. They're done intentionally, with intention. So in this phase, we're making sure we have systems and processes in place. We want to have an onboarding process in place. So when our clients have converted over to buyers, those ideal clients have converted over to buyers, we want to say we have a system waiting and ready for you. We've taken our brand words and we've been thoughtful about our workflow that we've created. Not only it takes a long time to acquire a buyer, right? How many touch points does it take? Maybe 7 to 15 touch points before they become a buyer. Now, once we've acquired them as a buyer, we still want to make sure that we're putting those special touch points in that are a part of our client experience that further increase our brand awareness. If I've had a great experience with the brand, I'm going to go and share about it, right? Just as I've mentioned here, I'm going to share about it. And that's going to generate more ideal clients, just like that buyer, because I want more of those, right? I want more of those. So I want to also say systems and processes are important to further increase our brand awareness. We want to be thinking about ways to elevate our client experience and to put those touch points in, right? We want our clients to feel valued and that they're not just client number 150 that's walking through our door or that's purchasing our product or service. We want to be thoughtful in the way that we're creating our client experience so that we can further grow our profits, because your clients are going to go out and share, and they are also going to share with more of the same people like them that you want to work with and you want to continue working with. So I am going to pause here. I'm going to pause here and open up for some Q&A. If we have any questions that have come in, I would love to answer any that anyone might have.
I think it is important you want to do the videos. I find that people will watch them rather than read a big long thing that you might put on your social media. They like to watch the videos, including myself. I think that's important. Not that any of us feel comfortable doing it, you know, and it's a little outside the box and out of our comfort zone, but I think it's important that we do that, you know. Absolutely. So like Richard, can you hear me?
Yes.
So you have the cheese and wine store, correct?
Yes, sort of. It's currently only a wine store. I'm working towards the cheese. So.
Okay. So that would be something, Shawon, where he would do like a video of around the store and explain all the different cheeses that he has, or, you know, reach out to someone and say, hey, do you know, want to do a wine and cheese tasting kind of thing? So he might get more bites and likes and feedback on that. But it was a video that he was going around in his store, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll also say to that, if you had weekly, I coach clients through developing a content plan. So if you have an event that you know is coming up for your business, you can in advance create a week of content. That content could be popping up with the video. It could be sharing one of your favorites from your store, a favorite of a client. There are ways that you can create a content plan that's around specifically that event, or also just each week by week to build up your brand awareness too, and to get your brand out as well.
I think we need to think in different ways now, you know, of how to get the word out to new clients, you know. our potential customers. We just need to start thinking a little bit different.
I
Absolutely.
think,
Yeah.
Shawon, right? How do I say your name?
Shawon, yeah.
Shawon. You spell your name differently. I'm Shifali with Rockland Trust. Other thing I want to add what Laura just mentioned about the video, which is definitely, you get a lot of views rather than just people reading your post or something, right? So I think the other thing I want to add is getting the video and getting testimonial from your own clients is very powerful and effective, because this is something that coming up from the third party and how they are experiencing your service, and being consistent on social media and posting, like I know Laura and Sherry does all the time, constant posting, and our bank always does, marketing department does a phenomenal job, is like being consistent and post, more frequently, not like 3 times a day, but more frequently, right? To get views and getting your name out there.
I will share this too also when it comes to videos. As you know, the algorithms are always changing on different platforms. And one thing that I share with clients is that platforms do reward you for the time that's spent on the platform. So specifically videos, people are going to spend time and watch them. Not only are going to watch yours, but they're going to keep scrolling to the next video as it pops up. So videos really are rewarded by the algorithms. And also too, I'd say pay attention to new features that roll out on platforms, such as right now, Instagram Reels have rolled out, I think a few months ago, but that's a hot item, a hot part of the app that's on Instagram right now. It's creating video reels. It's like figuring out how to do that and to leverage it for building your brand, your brand awareness. So whether that's creating how-tos, 3 quick tips, I do those on my feed, but those are rewarded. And also too, those pieces of content, they live on those platforms, and they're just creating a footprint for your brand in a great way. Because when you're sleeping, those videos are still going, you're still being a resource to your ideal client that you're wanting to attract. And I'll also say one more thing too, in reference to reviews. When you're collecting reviews or asking your clients for reviews, ask them from a way of, not just, will you share a review of your experience? And they just may say, oh, it was amazing working with Laura. It was amazing working with Christine. And you want them to say more than that. You want to ask and have them structure their review in a way that says, this was the problem that I had before I started working with Christine. I was challenged with this, and by working with her, these are the things that I overcame. And oh my gosh, I feel amazing on the other side of this. So when you're asking for reviews, ask about them in those ways. Ask them what were their challenges before they experienced, working with your brand, or that problem what was the problem that they had and the solution that you provided to them. So make sure you're tailoring and structuring your reviews in that way. Just have a little list of questions that you ask, and they'll just, type their responses in and share them back on your social media, on your website, and word them in that way. Because when your ideal client sees that, it's not just saying how amazing you are, which I know you all are, but they are saying specifically, this is what I was struggling with. These were my challenges, and working with them, I'm now better off. My life looks this way now. I have a great brand of wine that I love. So have them respond and answer reviews in that way.
Never thought of that one. So does anybody have any questions? Any other questions or comments? No? All right, well, it's just after 12:30, and I want to thank you all for joining us today. And thanks so much, Shawon. It's always great chatting with you. Our next workshop in the Mind Your Business series will be about the importance of a great logo. And Dion, actually, who's on a call today, Dion Katinas DK Designs, will be our presenter. And that will be on Tuesday, March 2nd. And we hope you take the time to join us. And I just want to say thank you for having us today, and have a great day, and stay safe if you have to go out and drive. Have a good one.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shawon.
See ya.
Thank you.